If you don't know this, not wanting something is as good as having it. And once you realize that, it can be a slippery slope. Once you realize that everything that you want is you just granting yourself unhappiness until you get it, makes you really zoom out and realize I got to choose what I want really carefully. And that's why you need to spend some time not around people constantly, or not constantly consuming things, because you get so much coming into your brain and nothing really going out. Things can only come out of your brain in that space. And so what I've been in this state recently where I'm in a very creative state of mind, but I've realized I am less and less infatuated with the idea of gaining material things and becoming happy from it. Before it was, okay, I want to drive a supercar, I want to have a mansion, blah, I want to be rich. Now I could be okay with pretty much nothing. But I also don't want to live a life of a monk. So now I'm faced with the question, what do I want to choose to give my happiness to for essentially at least the formidable future, but I want to have money to get rid of the money problems. Then I can worry about other stuff after. The plan I have is essentially, because I do have a lot of business skills. I've sold $150,000 of kitchen stuff in direct sales in that environment. And I have just all of the business knowledge and all of the access to business knowledge that I would need. And really, I don't see myself needing to be generationally wealthy, but I more so just need enough to be super comfortable. And I see that being really easy. You get an apartment in the city, you get a decent car, and all I need is my work. I need the gym, maybe a jiu-jitsu gym. That's pretty much all I need, and I'll be happy with that. And that makes it pretty easy, which is pretty exciting. I like to read books, I like to write, I like to work out, and apart from that, I don't really need anything. I could live a very simple life and be infatuated with it. But part of me wrestles with that, and I think, am I deluding myself? Do I actually want way more and I'm just settling? And then I go down another mental loop where I think, oh wow, am I just causing myself to suffer right now because I'm overthinking it? Am I suffering in the thought of everything? And should I just act with less thought? I don't know. But that's the kind of place your mind might wander as you go down a path like I'm going down, which is the path of finding what happiness means, finding what you want to do with your life, what you want, who you want to be with, all of that. It's something that's constantly changing. It's not you choose something and you have to go for it. You're always building up skills, and that's what I love about social media. The one thing I like about social media is that I find a sense of comfort in posting consistently, which is, I missed a few days just because I'm trying to nail down what content style I really want to execute long term. Maybe I'll keep it just random and upload daily, and if I want to put a bunch of work into a video, I will. But the thing I like about social media is that I know I'm building something real, and I know that it's something that can be leveraged later on, and it's also something I know that I love doing. And with that, it's something I'm going to do forever. When I pick something, this is why I pick my desires very carefully. When I pick something, I'm choosing to do that thing for the rest of my life. So working out, I'm going to do that for the rest of my life. I didn't know that going into it, but that working out itself kind of built that mindset. Jiu-jitsu, I'm going to do that for the rest of my life. Guitar, I'm going to do that for the rest of my life. Business, I'm going to be a business owner for the rest of my life. So when I choose something that I'm going to start doing, I'm not going to ever stop doing it. So that's why it's a really important decision, and that's why it does require some thought. It's not just wherever the day takes me. I do want to put some thought into something like that. And that's why I started social media. I knew that it's something I was going to do forever, and when you do something forever, you get really good at it. So I guess this is more so for me to post a video, really. But take some time and examine, what do you actually want? If you've never actually asked yourself what you really want without the thoughts of others, and what you really want if you couldn't fail, and if you really didn't care, what would that person be doing? If you've never posed that question for yourself and ever taken a few days or weeks to think about it, you've got to do that, because it's so easy to just be carried along this river towards some indistinct location, and you might get to that location and think, wow, why was I not more aware of where I was headed earlier on? This is your chance, this is your warning. Get in there and think about what you're doing, and choose your desires very wisely, because all a desire is, it's a game. Excuse me, voice crack. A desire is just a game that you choose to play, and you give up your happiness for it for a certain amount of time, and you play that game until you're free from it. And you can get certain material things in the material world from that game. But apart from that, it's nothing more. It's just a game that you play. But you should choose the game wisely, because material stuff can make certain aspects of your life much easier. My name's Liam. Click subscribe. This channel is going to be freaking huge, so just subscribe, bro. My channel is going to be so big. I'm not saying this with an ego. I'm just saying with complete conviction. And if you watch my videos, bro, if you're getting comments that say the channel should have more subscribers, you're going to end up getting more subscribers. It's bound to happen. And if you carry a certain conviction that comes with doing this for an unbelievable amount of time with unwavering consistency, then stuff's going to happen. Bye.